Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my video number 2 for World Card Making Day. I can see you guys all coming on. I'm just going to give it a few seconds. I can see everybody's finding me. Hello everyone. So we are 4 hours into our event. You guys have got a lot of inspiration to draw from our videos and from our post asking you to participate. I can see a lot of you guys creating already. I'm so happy that you're showing us your projects by loading them on our page. You are welcome to add your projects all day. So I am actually going to the video for that I'm doing right now is going to be a door prize video. I'm going to show you 4 cards that I made using the same layout. I'm going to bring those in right now. And you use the same exact measurements. You use the same exact layers, but you'll see they're all different. So there's number 1. Number 2. So there's 2 in landscape mode and there's 2 in portrait mode. I just want to move these over and make sure I can sneak these all in. So you can see on this one, I just moved this panel over to the left. I moved this one over to the right. They have the same sentiment, same layers, same designer paper. And then these are going in the opposite direction. And I put the sentiment on the bottom, sentiment on top, move the ribbon around. So I'm going to show you how to do all 4 of these cards. And when I post the pictures after the video, you guys are going to have this handout that you can use to create your cards. It has all the measurements you need. So I'm calling this my 4 cards, same layers technique. It's kind of almost like a one-sheet wonder type deal, but I'm also going to show you a technique that I use on all 4 of these cards. So I am using Night of Navy. You need 2 of each. So this one is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm just going to fold both of these. And then you need 2 11 inches by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5. Oh, you know what I didn't show you? I didn't show you the embossing. Do you see all that glittery goodness there? How shiny and sparkly that is? That's what I'm going to show you how to do. I hope you can see that on the camera. Okay, so we have 2 card bases that are vertical and 2 that are horizontal. I cut 4 pieces of the Beauty of the Earth designer paper. Now, one tip when you're cutting your designer paper, you need 4 that measure the same, but these are directional cards. These are trees. You want your trees standing up. So I have 2 going this way and then 2 going this way with the trees. You have to make sure your trees are standing up, right? You don't want them to be sideways. I'm going to go ahead and glue all of these down. So that would be your layer number 2. I love seeing what you guys are putting on Facebook. I love seeing your pictures. I just actually had somebody come over to clean my pellet stove chimney, so I missed participating in Kathy's video. I'm going to do that right after my video because I have all my stuff cut out to do her card. Wasn't her card pretty? And then Lori has a technique for you to do. So you have so much that you can be working on this afternoon. Okay. So there's my 4 card bases. I'm going to put that aside because that's all ready to go. And I'm going to show you what else I'm using. I'm using the Label Me Fancy Punch. I'm using these 3 stamp images from Angels of Peace. And this one says, blessings to you and yours this season and in the coming year. And the beautiful paper, I got to show you the beautiful paper because the patterns, you could use any of these patterns on your card. So there's number 1. I'm going to flip it over. Look how pretty that is for a fall card. There's number 2. Now this would be a directional sheet. If you want to use, you'd have to cut 4 inches this way to do 2 cards, and then you'd have to cut 4 inches this way to do the horizontal cards. There's number 3. Same thing with this one. If you decide to use this one, which would be pretty, again, you'd go this way for the 2 cards and this way for the 2 other cards. That's the one I'm using on my cards today. I love this wood grain. This would make a pretty background. And here's the last one. I love this one. I love the colors. Okay, I just had to show you how pretty that paper was. Now I'm going to bring in, okay, and then I'm also using Rhinestone Jewels, a blending brush, Wink of Stella, the glittered organdy ribbon. This is so pretty and so soft and easy to work with. And Night of Navy ink. So following the pattern that I'm going to show you guys when I load the pictures, we needed cardstock, 4 pieces, 4.5 by 2.5. And I use the same color as the card bases. Where's my other one? There's 4. So 4 of those. And then you need white cardstock, 4.25 by 2.25. And I went ahead and embossed them with the Evergreen Forest. Now, one thing to remember, this is the same as the designer paper. This is directional. Your trees are all going in one direction. So because 2 of my cards are horizontal, I embossed the trees horizontal. And then I embossed 2 vertical. See if you can see that. And that's what I'm going to sponge on. That's my technique I'm going to show you. And then lastly, we need 2 scraps of white for the sentiments. So let's start out with card number 1. I'm using Night of Navy. I'm just going to tap a little bit. And I'm going to color the embossing. Now, every time you see me start out, I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up, because I want my bottom to be darker than my top. Whoops. Wow. I got a little blob there, but that's okay because you'll see how I'm going to fix that. I want to add some to the sky, but I want it very light. So you can see where I'm going off on the grid paper. Okay, there's my first one. I'm going to do all 4. So these are the 2 that have vertical trees. I'm going to do my sky. There's 2. These are the horizontal trees. And then I'm going to do my sky very lightly. And my last one. Now when I'm doing the sky, I'm not pressing very hard because I want it to be so light. I'm going to go ahead and add some more of the dark on the bottom. And you'll see why in a minute. Okay, so there's all 4 of my panels. Now I'm going to bring in a baby wipe. Oh, I got to stop and say hi to my sister. My sister Cheryl is watching. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to take a baby wipe and I am lightly going to rub on my trees, and you'll see what happens to the detail. It just smooths everything out. Look how pretty that turns out compared to this one, okay? It just smooths out all of that color by using the baby wipe. And I'm kind of brushing down with my wipe. See how nice that turns out? This one is the one that had the big blob. By using the baby wipe, I smoothed it out. We're gonna do the same thing with the vertical ones or horizontal ones. And you can even wipe on your grid sheet just to get some of the ink off. And again, look how pretty that turns out. One more. Just try not to go too high so you get some on the sky part. Now look how pretty this one turned out right here, just by rubbing it that way. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now I'm going to get rid of this. One more step, I'm going to use the Wink of Stella. And I'm going to color all on top of all the trees. I need to squeeze that so I can get some more in there. Look how shiny and sparkly that is. And I actually, when I do Wink of Stella, I always go in and add a second layer just because I love that sparkle. But look at all the detail. The detail comes out so nice by using the baby wipe to spread that out, to smooth it out. Okay, look how pretty the sparkly. I just got two more of these to do. And if you guys would see these cards in person, there's so much sparkly going on. Oh, I add a little on that one, but it looks good. Look how pretty. One more. I think my Wink of Stella was stuck and I squeezed it and it's coming out a lot better now. And you guys, I came across this technique on my own. User error. I had a big blob and I thought, I wonder if I can spread that out with a baby wipe, and it worked. Okay, I just want to cover that one more time on some of these. And then we can assemble the cards. And you guys don't have to do this as a Christmas card. You can use anything, really. Okay, let me bring my cards back in. And we're going to do one at a time. So let's work on this one. So I need my ink back because I'm going to stamp some stars. There's one star. Then I'm going to add a couple little ones. And I'm going to go ahead, because there's some embossing, I'm going to go ahead and use liquid glue. Wait a minute, did I use? No, I did flat. Okay. I did this flat, the white on the navy, and then I added the panel with dimensionals. Wow, this one wants to escape me. Okay, first I'm going to grab a card base. I need to add some ribbon. I don't know if there's enough there. I'll start out this new one. And I'm going to tie the bow over to the right on this one. Okay, just gotta fix one of my bows, cut that at an angle. I'm gonna move it almost to the top and then scoot it over to the right. Okay, now we can go ahead and glue this down with dimensionals. I tricked you guys on video number 1 too. Someone said, where are your dimensionals? And I used them way at the end on the 3rd card. It's very rare that you'll see me make a card without dimensionals. Okay, so this is going to go right there. I'm going to go ahead and add the dimensionals, or the rhinestones, not dimensionals. I'm just going to sneak them into the snowflake clusters. So all that's missing on this one is the sentiment. So there's number 1. Let's do the other horizontal card. And that would be this one. And again, I'm going to go ahead and add the snowflakes, or yeah, the snowflakes and the star. And depending on where your trees are, you can decide where you want your snowflakes. So I think it's really neat when you can cut enough supplies and layers to create 4 cards, and the layers are all the same. I love doing cards like that. It makes for a nice set of cards. Okay, this time we're going to add the ribbon to the bottom and to the left. I almost dropped my spool on the floor. I saved it. I saved the day. And you can see how I start this out kind of in the middle of the card, and then I scoot it over to where I want it. No, that's still too big. I like my bows small. This one here is all bent out of shape. Okay. So this one's going to go on the bottom and to the left. So I'm going to bring that down. Just like that. And we need more dimensionals. I'm going to make up for only using a few dimensionals on my last video. And then I'll do the sentiments last. I'll do all 4 of them. Let me scoot that over just a tad bit more. And this one's going to go right above the ribbon. There's card number 2. Whoops. You see that? I better clean that up because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to get it all over the cards. Okay, here's the vertical one. And we're going to do the same thing with the stars and the snowflakes. And glue this one. Now, one thing, when you guys are using the baby wipe, like you saw me show you, don't stay in one area for too long because you might wet your paper too much and then you'll have a big mess going on. Okay, now this one, we're going to have the ribbon almost in the middle. And to the left. Whoops, we need a little bit longer. I love this ribbon, it's so sparkly. It kind of goes with the sparkle on the trees. Okay, there's that one. And it's about right in the spot that I want it. Dimensionals one more time. Oh, I forgot to add rhinestones on my card number 2. I'm gonna have to go back and add those. Look at me, I got glitter all over my fingers. Okay, that's when this one is going over to the right. Let me bring this card back out so I can add rhinestones. I'm just kind of adding, where did it go? I lost one. I'm just kind of adding the rhinestones like over one of the little dots. Let me see, did I only have 2 on that one? Yep, I did. Okay, there's card number 3. And we got 1 more. And then I can do the sentiments. Now this one, the ribbon, the bow is going to go on the right. So you guys, we have activities planned till 11 p.m. Eastern time. So you guys, you have so much to pick from to participate in. And don't forget, we have 6 door prizes. So this layout that you see is going to be one of the door prizes. If you want to participate, I'm going to load a picture of the cards plus the pattern. And then you can just add your submissions right in the comments. Okay, I need 1 more. Where did it go? I lost it. Right there. Oh, I gotta stamp the stars. I'm gonna do on this side this time. Did you see what I did? I dropped that right in the ink pad. Let's see, I'm gonna go right at the top. For some reason, I can't see your comments. Like one comment peeks up one at a time. So I think somebody is asking what I used. And the stamp set is Angels of Peace. This one right here. And the embossing folder is the Evergreen Forest. You can see it's a bunch of trees. I'll go back and review your questions once my video's done. Okay, dimensionals 1 more time. And this pattern is so easy to follow. 4 of everything. And I need to go wash my hands when I'm done. I have glitter all over me. Okay, we're going to tuck this one over to the left. And we're going to add rhinestones. I'm going to put one up here because I kind of smushed the edge of the stamp. See, I covered it up. There's always a way to fix a boo-boo. Okay, now I need to do my sentiment. So we're going to do this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, I'm using the Label Me Fancy Punch. Fits nicely in there. Just make sure you do it nice and straight. Whoops, I need to trim that off so I can fit in there. Two more. So I'm almost done these 4 cards only because everything's the same and everything was cut ahead of time. So it's almost like a production style type thing. Okay, let's go back to our cards. And I'm going to glue, let's see, that's, oh, I should have had the bow on the other side on one of these. I didn't do that. So if you want them to look different, just add your sentiment in a different spot. So on this one, I'm going to sneak it up here this time. So there's one. Where's my other vertical one? Right here. So see, I'm just kind of mixing and matching wherever I think the sentiment will look good. I'm going to do it over here this time. So I'm even doing it different to what I did on my original cards. Now these I did one on top and one on the bottom. And what I'm going to actually do is use my dimensionals. The little skinny strip. I'm going to add one at the top with a little bit of glue. And that one's going to sneak in. I don't want to cover that star. So let's do right there. And my last one, I'm going to put the strip on the bottom. The foam strip on the bottom. Add glue to the top. And I'm going to stick that right down here. Look how quick, you guys. So give me a few minutes. I'm going to add photos of the cards, and I'm going to add the pattern also so you guys can print it off and use it to make your cards. So let me bring these all back in. There's 2 of those. Got a lot of cards here. Those are the horizontal cards, and these are the vertical cards. Look how pretty, what a nice set. And you could put these in a little, one of our little acetate boxes with a belly band around. It would make a really neat gift for someone. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Let me see what we've got next. We have another participation post with Peggy at 2 o'clock. And then I'll be back on at 9 p.m. Eastern time to do a third video with you. So thanks for joining me, and get to creating. I hope you participate. See you soon.